I'm Andrea Donsky, host of New Hope Network's Soapbox Series, and today I'm here with Jean Heggie, Soy Protein Consultant for the United Soybean Board. Welcome to the show, Jean.
Thank you, Andrea. I'm delighted to be here.
Now, Jean, many of our audience members are launching products with plant-based proteins. What does US Soy bring to their product development efforts?
Well, soy protein ingredients have been used in food products for well over 70 years. So that is a strong history of ingredient innovation that's been put into making soy protein ingredients that are among the most versatile and useful to food formulators today. And in fact, today you can buy soy protein ingredients that are a range of different protein levels, from 50% soy protein in soy flours to minimum 65% protein in soy protein concentrates to over 90% protein in soy protein isolates. And each one of those ingredients have been specifically designed to deliver the functionality that is required for its intended end use application. So soy proteins, for instance, that have been optimized for high protein nutritional beverages are vastly different than soy proteins that have been optimized for meat alternative products. And this makes soy protein a very versatile, very useful, and very functional protein ingredient for food formulators today. The other interesting aspect about soy protein ingredients is that they come in a variety of different formats. So you have the traditional format of powdered ingredients, which is, of course, very versatile in beverage applications or non-dairy alternatives. But you can also acquire soy protein ingredients in textured formats. So some soy protein concentrates, for instance, will come in formats like that mimic meat fibers, or crumbles, or granules when they're rehydrated, and those are extremely useful in today's formulations in meat-free alternatives. There are other soy protein ingredients that are kind of like crunchy, crispy type pieces. And those are very versatile to add protein nutrition as well as crispy, crunchy texture in applications like nutrition bars and cereals. Okay, so finally, the other aspect of soy protein that is unique is the fact that it is very high in protein quality, putting it on par in terms of protein quality with many animal sources such as meat, milk, and egg proteins. In fact, many plant proteins are usually lacking in one or more of the essential amino acids, and so that they're considered lower in protein quality. But soy has all of the essential amino acids in the right ratios to fully meet the human amino acid requirements. So soy protein is also unique in the fact that human clinical research has demonstrated its benefits for heart health, for muscle health, and for weight management, and a number of other benefits. No other plant protein source has been studied as extensively around this area of health and nutrition benefits.
Thank you for that. Now, for consumers who are looking for non-GMO and organic products, or they're concerned about allergens, how do soy-based foods fit these needs?
Well, for those companies and brands that believe that non-GMO and organic is important to their brand positioning, soybean farmers fully support their choice in that matter. And in fact, in 2019, about 4.6 million acres of non-GMO and organic soybeans were planted, and that yielded more than 5 million tons of soy protein ingredients that were non-GMO and organic. The other aspect of allergen is that all food proteins are allergenic at some level. Among plant proteins, soy is recognized as one of the top 8 allergens. So that means that it has to be labeled as such, and it has to be managed as such in a manufacturing environment. But the incidence of soy allergy is really quite low. The incidence is somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 people per 1,000 people may have a soy allergy. So incidence is very low. It does need to be managed as an allergen, but most food companies do find that the market opportunity in being able to apply soy protein to enable great tasting foods that consumers enjoy far outweighs the hassle and the cost of managing it as an allergen within their facilities.
Let's talk about sustainability for a minute. We all know how important it is. How can US Soy help our audience improve their environmental footprint?
Well, sustainability is really important to consumers today. And in fact, research that the United Soybean Board has commissioned has found that 2 in 3 consumers are concerned about the impact of food production on climate change. And most of these consumers do understand the concept of sustainable farming. And 73% of these consumers say that eating foods that have been produced by sustainable farming practices is important to them. So certainly sustainability is growing in importance and it is very important to consumers today. Soybean farmers, US soybean farmers are very committed to sustainable farming practices. And in fact, 95% of US farmers partner with the United States Department of Agriculture on a program to monitor sustainable farming practices at the farm level and improve in those areas. And these practices include everything from improving soil health to reducing soil erosion, managing irrigation properly, and managing nutrient runoff within their farm fields. So this is important to US farmers today, and they are committed to continuous improvement in these areas. Soy itself is a very sustainable source of plant protein. It is very efficient from a land use standpoint. In fact, you can get 350 pounds of protein for every acre of soybeans that is grown, and that's far more efficient than any other plant protein source that's available to the food industry today. It also uses less water than typical pulses, nuts, and other animal protein sources to grow and cultivate. And only about 10% of total soybean acreage is even irrigated for that matter. And then, as I mentioned, there are efforts for continuous improvement of soybean farming in today's world. And they do have goals for 2025 to further reduce land impact by 10%, to further reduce soil erosion by 25%, to improve energy efficiency at the farm level by 10%, and to further reduce total greenhouse gas emissions by 10% per year through 2025.
I have one last question for you. How do you, Jean Heggie, spark change?
Well, you know, it's very, very rewarding for me to work with United Soybean Boards because we're at kind of the intersection of farmers and the food industry. And so through that association, through those collaborations, farmers can uniquely understand the needs of consumers and food companies. And food companies can drive innovation based upon what they know is going on in the field at the farm level. And that is hugely rewarding to be part of that change and be part of that pathway by which consumers can adopt healthier lives and healthier practices.
Thank you so much, Jean, for being on our show today.
Thank you. I was delighted.
And thanks to all of you for watching New Hope Network Soapbox Series. We'll see you next time.